Welcome back to Escape the Dark Sector. We're doing a two-player game. We've got Lieutenant Cook, Lieutenant Tanner. Try to get out of here. We're into our level 2 cards. We are loaded for Ranged Bear. Haven't had any ranged combat yet. Maybe it's going to happen this episode. Alright, let's take a look at our first... or actually, is that the second? Yeah, it's our second level 2 card. Last time we went to the medical bay and thought it was just not worth it because we're fully loaded anyway. Alright. Let's zoom down on here and we're going to see what we've got for our next encounter. Oh, and we also have Lieutenant Cook in the lead. And by Lieutenant Cook, I mean Lieutenant Tanner. Not Cook. Tanner's in the lead. Alright, a level 2 encounter. Let's flip this over and see what happens. Oh dear, something funky. It says, in this laboratory full of experimental technology, a gravitational wave emitter thrums menacingly as you attempt to cross the room. Uh-oh. Your steps become heavy and you're barely able to drag your suddenly cumbersome gear to the other side. No! Each member of the crew must try to roll might in one attempt. Apply these results to each of the crew members. Success, you reach the exit, slump against the wall. To rest, no. Failure, you must lose a hit point or discard an item and then try again. After 3 failed attempts, you finally reach the exit breathless and exhausted. Oh man. Alright, let's do Cook for first. Cook first try. Come on, might! Oh no, these dice are big. Nope. So we can lose an item or we can take a damage. You know what? We're gonna ditch the ray gun. We're gonna dump the ray gun. I know, probably shouldn't, but we are going to. That was Lieutenant Cook's first attempt. Come on, we need a might roll. Now we are going to do Tanner. Come on, Tanner. You don't want to lose anything. No, she gets wisdom. So she either has to lose a hit point or an item. She's going to lose 1 hit point. She's going to go from 10 down to 9 hit points. All right. All right, second attempt for Cook. Come on, Cook. You can do this. And she gets a double might, so she gets the rest of her gear across. And now Tanner. Come on, Tanner, we need a might. No! And we get a wisdom just as my battery's dying. So we're going to do 1 more damage to her, putting her down to 8 health. And she's got 1 more attempt. We're going to do that as soon as I come back with a fresh battery. Alright, the final attempt for Tanner. I keep calling her Cook. Tanner. Alright, Tanner's going to go, come on, strength. And she gets double. And so she either dumps a item or goes ahead and... this is so frustrating. I think we're going to dump an item. We're going to dump the pulse rifle. We don't want to take any more damage. That's absolutely horrible. So she's dumping the pulse rifle off, which is, I guess, not great. And that's it. Alright, we're going to zoom out. We're going to go to our next encounter. Well, that did not go quite as planned. We both lost an item, and Tanner lost 2 health as well. Oh well, is what it is. We're going to have to live with it. Alright, up next is, of course, another level 2 card, Sector 2. So let's check that one out. Okay, and once again, yeah, we're going to have Tanner taking the lead. And the reason I'm having Tanner take the lead all the time is she has, whenever you roll hit dice, you get to re-roll it. So, but so far we haven't been shot at. Alright, let's reveal this and see what we have for our next level 2 encounter. Oh dear, this does not look good. It says, there's a blinding flash and the fabric of space-time is torn apart before your very eyes. An assassin bursts through the unstable portal and instantly opens fire. Oh, wow. You must roll a hit die. This is why we have Tanner in the lead. Then as a group, choose one. So, oh, wow. So if we actually get hit, we're going to take 2 damage. Tanner would take 2 damage. She gets to roll this twice, though. I'm going to zoom the camera out a little bit. No, we're going to go ahead and roll that hit right now. Now, remember, she has that funky ability. She's going to go ahead and use this. Whenever you roll 1 or more hit dice, you may re-roll each of them once, applying the second result. Well, we don't. Well, that was 2 damage. Come on, we need a blank. We need a blank. Come on, dodge. No. Tanner takes another 2 hits. She is down to 6 health. Ouch. All right. Then it says, as a group, choose an option. Evade. You must rush forward as a unit, forcing the assassin back into the portal. just as it closes, all members of the crew lose a hit point. Or attack, you take up defensive positions. Begin combat. Ooh, this would be ranged combat, and then we would get 2 item cards. You know what? I think we're going to engage this guy in some ranged combat. So let me get things set up, and we'll show you how ranged combat happens. All right, so I'm zoomed out quite a bit here because we got to get things set up. So we have a flank action we can take. We also have a medical drone we can use, which we might do that for Tanner. So what we need to do for range combat, we got to get his dice set up first. So his dice are, if you look at the symbols here, 2 fist symbols. So this is how we defeat him. We have to get rid of all of his dice. He's got 2 fist symbols. He has 1 cunning, and he has, that's it. And then we have to roll 2 dice, 1 for each player character. So we're going to be rolling 2 dice and adding them to the pool. So we get another cunning and another wisdom. Now the nice thing about ranged damage is you pick any dice you want. It doesn't matter which one. And now we have to decide what we're doing. We are going to do ranged damage. Now the problem is he does 2 damage to you if he hits you on ranged attack. Ouch. So we are going to have Cook shoot. She's going to shoot at this guy. We're starting off in ranged combat, and she's probably going to unload her slug. Slugs do 1 slug symbol does 1 damage. 1 lightning bolt symbol from energy weapon does 1, and explosive weapons do 2. But that's it. So that's how we take dice away. And we're going to have Tanner flank because we want her to use her big gun as a flanking attack. So for flanking, she takes her die. Where did I put her die? Oh, Tanner. Tanner's going to flank, so we put that over here on the flanking. When she moves into the flanking, what happens is this guy's going to try taking a shot at her with one of these dice. And he whiffs. So she successfully gets into flanking position. And now it is a round of combat. So what happens is we are shooting. And when you shoot, you have to add 1 of the hit dice to it. We are going to have Lieutenant Cook unload with the battery cannon. Yeah, she's going to unload with the battery cannon, which means she's rolling 3 dice. Now the danger here is we might have a jam, weapon jam. If the weapon jams, it does no damage. Ooh, so that could happen. And we also have to roll 1 of these hit dice for ranged combat, if that makes sense. So when you're shooting, you roll 1 of these, and plus whatever your ammunition you're shooting with. And this gun, actually, you have to fire all dice at the same time. This is big battery cannon minigun. So you don't have an option. The pulse rifle, you could do 1 or 2. This one, you have to roll them all. So we're going to be rolling up all these dice, and we're going to see what we get. Come on, let's blow this guy away. Or at least try. Oh, man. Well, and we have no re-roll capabilities. So she just starts unloading with the cannon, and unfortunately the gun jams and she gets hit. Wow, that was great. So Lieutenant Cook gets hit for 2 damage and her weapon jams. So she goes from 10 health down to 8. That was a failed attempt. And now we go into the bonus round, which is the flanking round. And when you are attacking from flank, this is to go into flank. You roll the die and you only take 1 hit ever. So even if she got hit when she went into the flanking position, Lieutenant Tanner, she wouldn't take the 2 damage from range, she'd only take 1. So she's going to go ahead and now attack with flanking. When you attack with flanking, you do not have to roll the hit dice, these, because you're in a flank position. Cook already took 2 damage. Cook took 2 damage. That was sucked. Alright, so she's going to use her beam emitter. Same thing. Got to roll 3 dice. And if she rolls this, though, the weapon will do damage, but it'll overheat, and Tanner will take a damage. We don't really want that. We want these to just be good hits. Alright, so doesn't have to roll the other die. Gets to roll this. Alright, and she unloads into him 3 dice. Oh, and I forgot. Hang on. When you do a flank, you also get +1 hit because you're flanking. So you don't have to roll the hit die, and you get +1 hit. So she did 1, 2, 3 hits, because each lightning bolt is 1 hit, +1, 4. So with her beam emitter, she does 4 damage to this guy. So we can take off 4 dice. We'll take off all 4 of these. That's it. And now we go into another round of combat. And if we want to, we can stay at ranged, because somebody has to shoot if you stay at ranged. And Cook has a slug pistol to stay at ranged. However, this guy does 2 damage at ranged. So I think we're going to close in melee. So we're going to go into melee combat. And what we're going to do, oh, and the flanking is finished. You can only use it once per encounter. What we're going to do is we're going to take Lieutenant Tanner, and she is going to activate the medical droid. We're into close combat now, so we've decided to not do any more of the ranged combat. And we are going to have Lieutenant Cook attacking this guy melee. So she will just be rolling her die, and of course she would take 1 damage if she does not take them all. So she just needs a strength symbol to take this guy out. Come on, Cook, you're the strong one. And let's keep this in mind too. Her augment is once per round of close combat, you may re-roll your crew die and choose which result to use. So alright, first roll. It gets stuck. Come on. She gets a double shield. And it's double strength fist. So no problem at all. Cook just walks up after our Lieutenant Tanner blasts him with the lovely beam emitter and just pounds this guy into the dirt, and he's defeated. We get 2 item cards. Alright, let's see what the 2 item cards are. We get unmarked pills, discard, recover 1 health. Oh, and I forgot. Yes, Tanner was in the medical drone, so Tanner gets to heal 1 hit point as well. I forgot about that. So she was healing with the med drone as Cook went up and punched this guy out. Alright, we get pills, and we get a rusty pipe. Once per round at close combat, when you miss, you may reroll, applying only the second result. Well, we will give that, we're going to give that to Cook, because she's the best. And then we're going to use the pills right away on Tanner. So she will then get another hit point back up to 8. That's the end of this encounter. And wow, talked a lot. Alright, so I hope that kind of explained how that works. And because we are in between encounters, you get to do 1 reload action. How reloads work is you take all of the dice and you reload it. So she gets to reload her battery cannon, and with a full reload is Lieutenant Tanner is going to reload her beam emitter. Alright, we're going to be coming back. We're going to be looking at 1 more level 2 encounter. Okay, whew. Alright, I had to take a bit of a break there. Alright, so the level 2 encounter, and then we're going to be into level 3s. Oh dear. Alright, our last level 2 encounter. Let's zoom down and figure out what we're going to do. Alright, this is our final level 2 encounter, and we are going to have Tanner be in the lead again. Let's flip this over and see what we have. Well, that's funky doodle. Alright, you interrupt a smuggler loading illicit cargo onto her hoverbike. She curses and tosses a grenade at you. It detonates on impact, showering you with mind-altering toxins. You launch into a psychotic attack against your fellow crew, while she makes good her escape. Oh wow, so Tanner was in the lead, so she goes nuts and attacks Cook. The other members of the crew must roll their crew die. Any that do not block lose 2 hit points at your hands. Any that do block defend themselves, causing you to lose 1 hit point. When you come to your senses, you realize that in her haste, the smuggler left something behind. Draw a card. So what we need to do is we need to have Cook try to block, because she's being wildly attacked by the drugged up Lieutenant Tanner. And she blocks! Right on. So Cook blocks, taking no damage. However, unfortunately, we're going to have Tanner take 1 damage. So what's happened there is Tanner got hit by the hypnotic, or the psycho drugs, attacked Cook. Cook blocked. And Tanner had to take 1 damage because of it, so she's down to 7 health, which is still okay. And we do get an item because the smuggler dropped something in her haste, tossing the grenade at us, and we get a chrono bomb. After rolling any number or type of dice, discard to re-roll them all, applying only the second results. Oh, so this is a go back in time and re-roll. We're going to give that obviously to Tanner because our inventory for Cook is full. And I do believe, I think we've gone on quite a bit there. We had a little bit of ranged combat. We took some damage. Cook's at 8 health. Tanner's at 7. We've got our weapons reloaded once again. We got a lead pipe. I think we're doing okay. Alright, so thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, likes, dislikes, participation of any kind. It really helps my channel. I really appreciate it. This is Escape the Dark Sector. We're just doing the base game. We'll come back to this at another time. We'll start adding the expansions in. Oh, and what I was going to say is I will remove all the cards we have seen if I do another playthrough, so we won't have any duplicates. So that will make life a little more exciting, except for the items, of course. There's only so many items and guns and things, so we'll see them again. But the actual encounters, I'll swap them out, so we won't be seeing them again. That way, because there's 16 cards of each one, that's quite a bit as it is. So you could play this game basically 4 times in a row and just keep removing the cards, so you never see the same card twice. So that's pretty cool. When you add the expansion in, you get a bunch more cards. So anyway, thanks so much, and hope to see you tomorrow for the continuation of Escape the Dark Sector.